Hi, I'm Tuxedo Darian, and today we're going to make a movie talking about Pedro Morales. Pedro Morales, I don't really know a lot about him, but he was a North American Puerto Rican, yes, since Puerto Rico is a whiff of the United States, even though it's not actually a state. Um, So yeah, he would be a North American and a Puerto Rican. So he'd be a North American Puerto Rican, and Puerto Rico is a whiff of North America or the New World, since America is actually a Latin borrowed learned word. I don't know about North. Maybe North is the English word. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Anyway, so Pedro Morales was a former WWE heavyweight champion, and he during his time he only won it once. All right. He basically, he only won it once. He beat Ivan Koloff for it, and he lost it to Stan Stasiak. Now he never won it again, but he didn't just win the WWE Championship. He also won the WWE Raw, the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship, or way back when it was just the WWE Tag Team Championship with Tino Santana. Now, Pedro Morales, I think he was put in the Hall of Fame, or maybe he wasn't. I really don't know. But he was the first Hispanic to ever hold the WWE Heavyweight Championship. Now, I know a lot of folk out there don't believe that. They think it was all whites. But yeah, Pedro Morales was the first Hispanic. Long before Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio, Pedro Morales was the first Hispanic to hold the belt. Now, he died yesterday. Now I don't really know very well about him. He may have been in other wrestling businesses up until his point when he was in WWE, or back then it may have been the WWF. Um, you know, and yes. So there's not really much I can say about it. Was he in the Hall of Fame? I think he may have was. I think Pedro Morales may have was in the Hall of Fame, maybe in the early days of it. I think he was in it. I could be wrong about that, but I think he was. Yeah. So, just have my time to talk about Pedro Morales. Now, also about his run. Well, I said he only won it once, and that was true. He didn't win it back again. He beat Ivan Koloff for the WWE Heavyweight Championship, and he lost it to Stan Stasiak, who is the father of Shawn Stasiak. He did not win it back again. I'm sure he was booked to have other fights with Stan Stasiak after that, but I don't think he ever won it back after that. And I think he was put into a tag team or a smack team or a hit team or a flap team, whatever you want to call it, with Tino Santana. But I don't think he ever won it back. No, my mistake. I'm thinking of Ivan Putski. He's the one that was teaming up with Tino Santana, not Pedro Morales. See, that was a mistake there. But that's all I'm going to say there. Now, what I can remember from him isn't really much. But what I do remember, what folks talked about him, is that, yeah, he was a face in WWE at one point. Yeah, you see, Bruno Sammartino was the first face that WWE built everything around, and then Pedro Morales was the second, and then Bob Backlund was the third, and on so. But the point is that Pedro Morales, he was a good man, a good wrestler, and he passed away yesterday. And I just want to say that I am sad for the Morales' kin, any of his friends, his followers he may have gotten, you know. And I wish that I could say more about him, but I don't really know that much about him. I mean, with some of the name-known wrestlers, you know a little bit more about them because they were around longer and more folk talked about them. But with Pedro Morales, there really no one really talked that much about him. Like every once in a while, WWE would mention him, but they didn't really mention him that much. I guess maybe during the time when he was in WWE, they may have talked about him a lot, especially when he was the heavyweight fighter. But I don't really think they talked about him that much after that, you know. So anyway, just me talking about Pedro Morales, former WWE heavyweight fighter, and hopefully, you know, and was he put in the Hall of Fame? I gotta go check and see, but I'm sure Pedro Morales was put in the Hall of Fame, and if not, he should be, you know. So that's about it. I'm Tuxedo Mask, Darian. Hope you like this movie.